What if I told you that the secret to a stress-free morning is not about waking up earlier? It's changing the way you look at your freezer. Welcome back to Angie's Table. Last time we talked about meal investing for mainly lunch and dinner, but today we're going to be tackling the most chaotic time of the day, breakfast. We've all been there, running out of the door with nothing but caffeine, or worse, spending $10 in a drive-thru getting a soggy sandwich. Today we're going to be moving away from the 5-day fridge rule into a 3-month breakfast insurance policy. We're prepping high-protein breakfast burritos, Starbucks copycat egg muffins, classic sausage and cheese, egg mcmuffins, and crispy potato hash. These are all going to be perfectly portioned, frozen at peak freshness, and they'll be ready for you in under 5 minutes. Now let's begin and turn your freezers into the ultimate breakfast cafes. This is the ultimate kitchen insurance policy. Eggs are the easiest things to eat in the morning. Every day I eat a minimum of 2 boiled eggs. The sausage and cheese egg McMuffins are one of the easiest things to grab and go in the morning when I'm in a rush. I had these frozen sausage patties in the freezer, so I decided to pop them into the air fryer. Meanwhile, I'll toast all 6 English muffins and work on the eggs now. I will just quickly fry these up in my handy dandy designated egg pan because the shape will fit perfectly in the sandwich. Now we'll assemble all of the sandwiches along with cheese and some aioli from Terrapin Ridge Farms. I have a bunch of their jams and sauces and all of them are amazing. So I'll link their website along with the 30% off discount code in the description box below, so make sure to check out their website. After I'm done assembling the sandwiches, I save 2 of these to eat for breakfast. But with the rest of the 4, I'll wrap them up in parchment paper and pop it into a big freezer Ziploc bag to store in the freezer for future use. This sandwich was so cheesy and so delicious. I'm so excited to eat more of this later. Get a little. There you go. Remember, the freezer locks in that structure, but they'll soften slightly when you reheat them. So I'm really going to crisp up these potatoes. I'm going to reuse these bell peppers and jalapeno for the next recipe too, so I'll save it in a Ziploc bag. Cube these up and we'll saute them in a pan with some olive oil. Honestly, you can use any protein you want, but I'm really in a kielbasa mood because of the crispy bursting skin or casing. My sister has been obsessed with these Korean mukbangers who eat eggs and rice and sausage that almost burst, and now I'm influenced by her. I'm going to use the silicone mold to freeze my potato hash. First, lay your crispy potatoes down, and then the kielbasa sausage, then the sauteed peppers, and a good amount of cheese on top. Once they're frozen, I put them in this big freezer Ziploc bag for future use.
All you need to do to reheat it is place the frozen block on a plate with a damp paper towel over it, microwave it for like 3 minutes or until it's fully cooked and steaming. And these are also very, very good. These are the heavy hitters. When you're staring at your freezer at 8 a.m., these are a total game changer. First, I'm going to air fry up a lot of bacon, but this is also for the next recipe too, not just for this breakfast burrito. The main protein will be ground beef, so let's brown that up with any seasoning of your choice. Remember the peppers that I used from the potato hash? We're gonna need those so that we can have a little bit of extra color in this burrito. Let's saute it the same way that we did, and once that's done, we'll start the whole freezing process in the Super Cubes mold. Place your black beans on the bottom, then the sauteed peppers, the ground beef along with some corn. Mine are these frozen charred corn from Trader Joe's, some cheese, and then a good amount of that chopped bacon. Freeze them up, and we'll store these the same way as the potato hash, and reheating is also the same way as well. Microwave it with a damp paper towel. Then slide this into your tortilla and fold it up really well to crisp it up on the pan. I laid some cheese on the pan so that it can kind of act as glue and seal the burrito really well. It gets so crispy, and this honestly is probably one of my favorites. If you love those sous vide egg bites from Starbucks, the secret isn't actually a fancy machine, it's the mold and the moisture. I have an actual Starbucks copycat recipe that I'll link in the captions, which consists of blending eggs and cheese together to create the softest bite, but since I'm in a time crunch, these are going to be a bit like egg frittata, but they're still amazing. Because we're freezing these individually, they reheat evenly without that weird rubbery texture you get from microwavable store-bought versions. It's all about minimizing air exposure. I decided to use bacon, cheese, and spinach as the filling, and I thought that 6 eggs would be enough, but it wasn't, so I had to crack 2 more eggs and then it was perfect. Place this mold on a baking sheet and pour hot water onto the baking sheet, not the mold. Be very careful with this step, and we're gonna bake this in the oven for 300 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes. Once it's done cooking, place it in a freezer bag and freeze it away. Reheating is so easy. It's the same method I've been showing you this entire video. I decided to reheat these for my husband along with some crunchy veggies, and he absolutely loved it. The real magic here is freedom. You're not tied to a rigid meal plan where you have to eat the same thing 5 days in a row. You have a menu. One day it's an egg muffin, the next day it's a burrito. I mean, it just takes the guilt out of a busy morning and turns it into a win. So if you're tired of food waste and you want your kitchen to work for you, give this breakfast investment a shot. I'll link all the molds and tools I used down below. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.